The final player gets one, nearly go for two, does get the two, and he's down to that final player. Can Naval hold this one out?
Naval, fantastic player. He's got 479 damage here already, but he's got two members of foot with a bad idea of what they want to do with him. That med kit could be big as it gets him up to 100 HP instead of the standard 75 that a first aid would do. He also has the opportunity now to get that gun reloaded with the smoke grenade being tossed in. He pushes up to the window. He can hear the footsteps. He spots out one. He does a ton of damage onto 8C.
Ton of damage done. He can hear the footsteps close, but he can't quite see it now. Has to reposition. Great opportunity to get a res on. Zone does pop this way, so it means teams will come looking in. Can see Mad Bull take the compound on the other side of the road. BBL's overwatching. Now look, don't think he's going to be able to get their res. Nope, and there goes that confirmed. So Plin's going to be down to their final player, but Nalib's going sneaky. He leaves the safety of the hardcover.
Yeah, and he's half-stepping it. He's doing the half-step so he doesn't make as big of an audio cue, which will make it even better for getting that peak. But all afoot are back on their feet, and as Naileup left it too late, he'll check out the body. Maybe there's some offensive utility he can grab. Definitely a clean helmet will help here. But for Plinskabachi, who were in the, the talk for getting those extra spots, this is not good. And Bet Boom, you can see that, BB, have just landed close by.
They have landed close by. They will be able to overwatch this. But for now, we are going to have to lay low in the trench while a lot more fire comes in. The Mad Bull's 2-2 split has really exposed him, actually. I didn't even know the other two were on such an off angle. Maybe gets another one, but he does go down. And don't forget in the kill feed, we saw it's Chris going to work as well. Back on the other side, it's not going to be long, but Pod will fall down in 14th place. It's all outside edge fighting, and there's not much more left. A lot of the teams have collapsed in on the compound already. These are the scragglers now looking to get in.
And a massive bell has been rung across the lobby. It is the dinner bell. All the teams hunting top spots will now have their tail wagging at the opportunity of gaining a top spot for themselves. The Young Danes are still battling with Ascend, as you can see, and the Young Danes do get eliminated. Ascend gobble up those extra points. Zone shift will pop, and it is going to go towards Navi. And they will be really happy with that. And I'm looking at the rest of this lobby. They got to force their way in. But let's turn our attention to win or die.
Oh, it's all fighting on the edge. Oh, look at Akatori. He's got the mortar fire, though. Down for two. Win or die will now go. There's an explosive ending as well for them. Navi got the compound. They've got so much space. They're now firing mortars out. How... You're going to be looking at that compound gun. There's a lot of util coming from here. Oh, he's cleared it as well. Hakatori finishes the last two. BB team out to the Navi rain of fire.
Usually it's the trigonometry we got, but it's Hakatori finding the angles this time round with a mortar strike. Here come BBL sending it in towards Mad Bulls, who have a 2-2 split. So this is pretty favourable for now for BBL. Not to mention, Mark, they've hit the target, keeping everybody who's on the crash alive, and that's big. But 8C, it's foot that extend up over the road, and they're going to get 2 knocks, and Iroh is suddenly the only player up.
What is this foot team? They're looking for some kills. Look, big shot for BBL. They knew it was a 2-2 split. They took it well. Now comes Nixie. There's one. There's two. Quick spin on the other way. He's going to be able to try and work out. Nearly taking out Monodoc though, but Mad Bulls. Oh, they dropped the ball on the last player, and they lost 2 as well.
Oh, this is not good for either of these sides. Quizzy will step out into the distance. You see all the BBL players falling on your screen, and that leaves it up to Smash. Now Smash has got plenty of smoke to cover him with. Rez will be popped off here as well, as Mad Bulls will look to get 3 people back up. They've been heating up a little bit over this last few maps too, Mark, and that nade certainly had heated them up a bit.
Heat up the sands, have to jump their way out and through to the safety, but Nixie store under barrage. Back on the other side, Quizzy wants to deal with this one and deal with it quick as he put on the shotgun. Monodoc store taking nades, Smash refusing to go down. Footy Sports have disengaged, they know they can only take on so much here, but for now I think Quizzy's waiting for a stack up, and we wouldn't be too surprised to see this team maybe make the push over towards Smash.
Yeah, you got to clear that solo when you know that he's there. He's behind the tree, though. They still think that he might be on the other side of the building. So for Smash, it's about trigger discipline. Do not fire until you've all 3 players dead to right. He's got one. Modoc falls. He dips into cover. Nixie pre-fires Mark, but he's only down to 1 bullet.
He's got 1 shot. He's got 1 shot in his chamber. He needs to swap. Oh, he nearly went for the push. Now he goes for the push. The MK gets it. Oh, that was close. Well played by Smash. He does get 1 down. Unable to conquer the rest. And Foot Esports getting put back in the compound because they are itching to get some kills and steals on the compound south of the road.
A DMR became an ad hoc shotgun from there as he hip-fired it around the corner. That's not good for BBL, but it's certainly good for everybody else. Ascend have sent to center of the circle. Navi still up. We've got 5 teams left, and that zone is beautiful for Ascend now. Do Navi begin pushing this direction, and Mad will have to move towards Foot as well.
Ascend keeping alive, down to a 2. You've got the centralized zone. Be difficult looking at this zone there. People crashing. FaZe going to have to move in a second. Do they play towards Ascend? Surely they're going to play towards Navi and try and hug the bottom of that cliff because they crashed that middle compound. I think FaZe might be exposed slightly. On the south side of the zone, now we've got Mad Balls. They need to get in. And look at that. Diffix is already going out. Navi do get a knock on towards Ascend, but Navi looking for a huge amount of zone control here.
Yeah, and with that knock onto Ascend onto Mika, they know that Ascend have only got 1 player standing. So smoke off FaZe, close the gap towards Ascend. Mad Bulls, they're moving in this direction. They've decided not to fight with Foot, and Beamy with the Dragonov hits the first shot onto Modoc. Mad Bulls down to a 2, and look at how quickly Defex has decided to get out of dodge as he heard the vehicles move as well.
Might be a case he's looking for loot, if I'm honest with you. Don't forget they mortared BB team. So Full sends his way back, and the guys unfortunately jumped out the car and forgot to put the handbrake on, so that's now gone out in towards the field. FaZe do play into the base of the mountain. I think this is the better play for them. Going in on for a high aggressive crash towards the centre. I think that ensured destruction. And they've got to be cautious though. The higher they go up, the more Ascend we'll see. They need to suppress this Navi team at the moment.
Yeah, Navi are fighting on all fronts right now and not really taking any casualties off the back of it. Vard will get the knock onto Braxco as Foot put some attention onto Ascend as well. T-Bone will get a knock onto James though with some help from Fairest. Another player falls as So Said takes down Fex. FaZe down to just 2 players up and they're getting held hard by Navi.
Look at the push from Foot Esports though. They've extended all the way through towards Ascend, trying to get anything they can. There's a confirm for them. Another point on the board from Foot Esports. Looking strong so far. There's some big nays though. Hakatori, we know he's good with the mortar. He's going to try and launch out some Kobe's, but no connection. Fex is down. FaZe is down to a 2 as well. 5 teams remain, 14 players left. And it is FaZe number 6 on our first map this evening.
Yeah, Hakatori tagging up Gustav just a little bit, but I think Correxi's got close enough that he can get Fex back on his feet now too. Gustav has just got to stay alive as he's prone behind the half wall. Defex seems to know exactly where he is. Gustav gets the knock onto Hakatori though, and that suddenly opens up the opportunity a little bit more, and you can see the T-Bone has really closed the distance towards Mika as well.
They full extension there. Playing the outside edge, leaving Mad Balls to their own device. I think Foot are identifying that Navi's a danger. Let's try and punish them at the top. And as a result, I think Vard got the knock on Ascend. There goes that zone shift. That's going to allow the opportunity for the rest of Foot Esports now to collapse in. But Navi having to go full prone here because they're getting barrage from FaZe and T-Bone from Foot Esports.
Yeah, Navi's wide split. They're being made pay for it just a little bit. Fex gets knocked by T-Bone this time as these 2 players are just trading reses back and forth. Every single time one of them sets their head up, they get knocked down. Like a very, very vicious game of whack-a-mole. But as long as Mika just stays hidden in the shack,
he's good. Yeah.
He'll be fine. It's just about trying to get those extra 1 or 2 placements.
I wonder if he's got any util remaining. That's the big thing. Any nades or mollies that he could just chuck out if anyone trying to make the crash. And arguably that crash is not going to come from cars either. So he should be able to pick them up. You're right. Keep his head down. Maybe get a few more placement points. Maybe if everyone kicks out, we know he's a good player as well. He could start going for it. First nade, not too bad. Does get the damage. Now the run up towards the top. Second nade will have caused the destruction. So said, but not for now. Navi, they're outside the zone. FaZe, look at that, fighting hook or by crook, but they was able to pick up Fex.
Mad Bulls are actually in a great position now when you look at this zone as well, because Navi are getting pushed by FaZe. FaZe now deciding to disengage from Navi as they begin moving closer towards Mika, who they know is inside the shack. This is all set on a knife edge right now, and every one of these teams needs the win in game one. There's only 5 maps today.
Yeah. I still think the Footy Sports got the better control at the moment. They're playing this really, really well. They know they can't take the high ground. It's just whether they can pick apart these remaining teams and not extend. Navi's taking shots at FaZe taking shots at Navi. Does stand the chance for Footy Sports, but let's just not drop the ball on our mad balls. We know we can get chicken dinners, but not on an angle.
Yeah, so chicken dinner here on Miramar would go down pretty well. Phase 7 at 25 seconds now from closing. As you can see from FaZe, it's very open once they step a little bit more towards their right. Meds not in a great spot. Defex hits Correxy with a great headshot, but T-Bone putting pressure onto that shield, and so said will get that knock. So FaZe down to 2, make that down to 1. Oh my god, great effort here from So said. But Navi get eliminated as Gustav gets him.
What? That was going hard or go home for Navi. It went home. Just a repeat would have done it. You've done all the damage. FaZe will soon follow 4th place for them, but we've got a 4 versus 2 versus 1, and it's a team which we wouldn't expect it to get the first chicken dinner. They've come out. They are swinging in this game. Let's see if they can swing their way to victory now as they try to take on Ascend.
Yeah, but if Mika can get any knock onto Foot Hero at all, it might change things around, but it ain't going to happen. Mad Bulls and Foot fighting now in the top 2. 10 kills marked, looking to make it 12. Remember, they got 36 points in the first 2 days. They could potentially make it 22 on the first map of day 3.
They are sitting down in 14th place at the moment, so any climb is a start from them. There's one. Down to the final player now. Nixie's on the back burner. Here come the initial shots over the sand dunes though. NC Store there. Store drumming that org through the smokes, but unable to get the connection. Nixie Store remains. T-Bone's going to go try and close the door out. It's going to be NC gets it. Big shout for Footy Sports. It's a 12 kill game. 22 points. Chicken dinner. We said they needed to keep T-Bone up. You keep T-Bone up. He bags you 6 kills, and the boys as a whole get a chicken dinner. Good game from Footy Sports.
Yeah, that'll put them up to 58 points. Very close now to pressurizing for those prize money spots, which is what their probably target was today, right? They're probably too far away to make a run for top spot with only 5 maps instead of 6. But a good win like that, who knows? We could have some dreamers out there.
Yeah, it is an opportunity, and actually starting on game number 1, we are down a map. It's not a bad shout from Footy Sports. Let's tally up the scores, should we say? Find out what the gap is after the break, and we'll bring back Fat Exto to break down game number 1.
Heroes. They're made of actions. They know how to win. They're out of this world. You know them. Be one today. Get serious. Be the story to be told. All you need is dedication, perfection, precision, a winning attitude. Become one with your duo and embrace the monster in you. Toolpar for serious.
Listen to the call. Feel the wind. Take a deep breath and enjoy the immensity. All is real. Focus on perfection. With the real power inside you, play the game like an invincible monster. A power that rewrites the rules, speed, and performance. From Monster Notebook, Monster Semruk, for game changers.
Wow, that was a very, very good game. Some would argue some of these teams starting late in the grand finals. Other would say it was outstanding perfection. Felix, though, that game was good. A lot of rotations, a lot of aggression from these teams, and there was a clear objective, though. They want to get some points on the board.
Yeah, great play coming out from lots of these teams. Some rotations we'll get into as soon as we have the clips ready. But yeah, FUT Esports, man, that's one storyline. They've been struggling during some parts of this tournament as well, so it's really great to see them come back up. And that was all due to the fact that they made the fight work against Plinsky Barge, and I want to highlight that. Because it was close, right? We got to highlight Naval. I think it was a 1v1 or 1-2 at some point, and Naval really wasn't sure whether or not he was able to push it. And FUT Esports somehow managed to get all three of their players, I think even four of the players, I'm not sure if anyone's going to even finish, all four of their players back up inside the building. And that, even though it looked so dire, I mean, Blinsky Barski had great angles, you could see it right here. They were standing in the pros of the ridge line, and FUT Esports pushed out to the right side of the buildings, straight into the sideline with Blinsky Barski, but then somehow, miraculously, they still won these duels. These are two massive, massive entry frags to start off this fight.
It's huge, and it just became the outside play, so it came down to who could rotate when and how, and the element of aggression. A few teams lost some players early. We saw Win or Die unfortunately go down. That was an explosive ending for them. We saw Navi explosive ending towards BB team, but it's this compound here, Felix. I feel like this drew the line in the sand between winners.
Yeah, it's called the Rainbow Compound because of the colors of the buildings and them changing. And yeah, as you said, it's all been about this compound. Mad Bulls originally had two players in there. As soon as they saw the rotate from the rest of the team, especially BBL, come in there, they grouped up. And this is the situation I want to talk about. After everything was finished, you can see Mad Bull on the right side, FUT Esports on the left, and you can see on the circle, Mad Bull needs to cross this if they want to make it inside. And look, Navi realized this, and this is such a big brain move. They realize it, that Mad Bulls eventually has to cross the street, and that's the obvious move, isn't it? You would expect Mad Bulls to maybe get a couple of smokes in there and then cross the street. So what they do is they send Diffix across into the dip to third party as soon as Mad Bulls comes out. But what does Mad Bulls do? And that's an even bigger big brain move. Mad Bulls gets into the cars, and we'll see that in a second, and they breach Diffix because they spot him out. They see Diffix once to the parties. They want to get in there, and they want to make sure to not let Mad Bulls cross the street in the first place, maybe even third party onto FUT as well. And they breach his dip and sends him back to his homeland. Wow, what a play coming in from Mad Bulls, as well as Navi. Big brain plays coming out in this game.
And it was the speed of the reaction on both. Obviously, Diffix came down, got some more gear, held out that road, as you said. But then to also react from Navi, it's a big shot for him to see the cars coming over from Mad Bulls and just go like, do you know what, I can't take this fight. Let's not leave this team down as a 3 now. So yeah, huge rotation from them. But I like the end. Navi unfortunately lose the zone. FaZe fighting everything they could to try and stay alive. But I was surprised by that play though, because Navi just held out. They big girth, like just go like, I gotta get this. This is my hold, and it just didn't work out for them. I feel like if they just tucked themselves back in, it might have been a few more kills. And then FUT Esports came aggressive at the end, and look at that, T-Bone Gibson on 6 kills. That was a good game. It is very, very late in the grand finals, but it's not bad. They are going to be skyrocketing themselves up slightly.
It's like that meme, right, with Jim Carrey. So you're saying there's a chance, is how they feel after that first map. I think you got to give a lot of credit to T-Bone, because you saw, if anyone follows him on socials, he said after the games yesterday he was ready to put his head through the monitor at certain points. But it's good for him to get a 6-kill start on day one. I feel like Navi kind of put too much trust onto Mad Bulls and Ascend to hold their flank by fighting each other and holding back FUT so they could focus on FaZe. But in reality, what happened was FaZe and FUT turned their attention on the Navi, because Ascend were like, yeah, we're in a shack. I'm not moving. Mika was like, I'm not moving. I'm staying here and getting that kind of top 3 spot if it was available. So Navi got caught out a little bit. It was still a good point game for them to start things off all in all, but I think that Foot, if you're going to win this tournament or you want to win PEC, it's all about how you play on Sundays, and that was a good start to theirs.
Yeah, good stuff from Navi and FaZe. And I want to highlight FaZe as well, because that was a really great rotation from them in Phase 4. If you look back at the map stream, you could tell they were in the northern side of Chumacero, and one of the compounds just north of Chumacero, right next to the road. And that's a pretty good spot in terms of getting information, and that's what they wanted to play for as well. They bullied Exhalation out of it. They usually, they originally had a single player there, just splitting it. They bullied him out of it, got that position. As soon as the circuit pop came in and they realized it was going to shift northeast, they all immediately got into the cars, rotated off, and over-rotated everyone to get into Rune's compound. Rune's compound, just below Navi, was originally clear. It was originally not taken, despite being surrounded by everyone, right? All the rest of the compounds, even Picado was taken at that point. So great rotation coming out from FaZe.
Good rotation from them. Unfortunately, Felix, you've got to rotate your way out of here because we need to get going. It's game at number 2, though. It's our final Miramar, actually, for this event, for the grand finals. There's nothing else to say. Let's just go. Miramar, game 2. Here it goes.
And the flight path will go from 9, making its way over to around 3. It's not, say, west to east, finishing just north of Impala. Are we going to see the north section? The thing that surprises me most, Mark, is we've not really had any circles in and around Crater Fields north of El Pozo, which are so common lately here on Miramar. Maybe we will get one to finish things off. And straight off the bat, Ascend with that flight path, not going to Valle del Mar. They've sent Kiliakai north towards Alcantara, and Mika will drop in El Pozo. So they've adjusted their drops accordingly to this path.
This is if you look at the Ascend's normal drop zones, you just put 4 Ascend logos every corner of the map. They want to play outside in. So yeah, this is a alt drop for them. They haven't gone, as Gibson says, down towards that south. It's a good flight path. Did we get an El Pozo? Maybe. I think Ascend would like to have that controlled out on that very far west hand side. That was an insane zone, actually, area which I've never even had to cover before. We're about, 10 seconds away before we find the zone. I don't think we've got any drop spots. No real congestion of the cars. So it should be pretty settled here for game number 2.
Yeah, win or die, you're not going to bounce in towards Pod Samlet this time around. Zone shift comes through, and Tractor Team pretty happy with that one. Navi as well with their Impala drop find themselves already with a foothold in the south side of that circle. Little bit of unplayable territory and water for these players to deal with. I don't expect this to be an island finish, although the deep depths of my soul want it to be an island finish. It will be a great way to say goodbye to Miramar. Other than that, Mark, it's business as usual here in Miramar. 16 teams circle over towards the east, and a lot up for grabs.
I thought I was the toxic one for the zones. I thought you was meant to be the nice guy.
I've spent too much time with you.
Yeah, maybe I'm rubbing off on you, but I think you're right. I don't think we're getting an island finish. It has to shift really south to get that, and wow, that would be a crazy one. I wouldn't mind that sort of pushing towards El Hazar. I like the surrounding of truck stops as well. New area, new trains, like new playable options. Keep the teams on their feet. But you're right, Tractor Team, they're in the center here. I wonder where they're going to take, but they've got a call very early because teams are already moving in.
Here's the question for you though. Foot Esports are currently sat on 58 points, and Tropic are on 88. There's a 30-point gap between both of these teams going into the second Miramar. There's 4 maps left. So in reality, they've got to outpace by at least 10 to 20 points again based on what Entropic are doing. Is it impossible for Foot? Or do you think there's still just the teeny tiniest of a chance they could win this whole event?
Nah. Sorry. No.
They're gone. They're gone.
It's not even that they've gone. Look at the next step. The next step for them is 12 points, right? So, but that's 12 points without the guys not getting a kill, not getting a placement point. And we're talking about teams like FaZe Clan, Mad Balls, EBL, with even an extension up towards 14 points. Like could they do it? Could they get the money? 100% Gibson. Could they get the first place? I don't think so. But their variation is based not on their game plan now. They've left it to the final day, and it's not them that they need to also be watching because it's factors outside their control.
Do you want to know why I asked you that?
Go on.
because I wanted you to be the bad guy who said there's not a chance, not me. That's I wanted to set you up for it. It's that whole idea. If there was only maybe 2 or 3 teams between them and top spot, I would say there's definitely a chance, even with that point tally difference. But there's too many good teams. First thing I've noticed is Entropic. They've decided to take the E-pick up inside the circle. They're a long ways out. They know that a lot of these teams are already between them and the zone. I think that's a very clever decision from them. Now, it's less aggressive and far of a we're going to go get kills, but I think it's a good decision to just get inside the zone and get points on the board. Plinskabache moving towards Tractor Team. Jimbo took a heavy shot, and yeah, Plinskabache are coming. They know that they've hit Jimbo, and they want to get the kills, but where's Jimbo's backup plan? Where's that vehicle that's pointing the other way? It doesn't look like it's there.
We're going to see more and more of this stuff. I don't think we'll see hot drops, but we'll see aggressive stance of people to trying to get every point they can. And it goes both ways. A team like Pling get a point away, go back to Foot Esports. That's a point Foot Esports can't conquer either. So I have to wait and see. But a very aggressive stance from them. Tractor Team still on a slight split now. They are trying to back out towards the other side of the compound, and no real engagement yet. But look at Pling's aggressive stance. They're running through this compound right now.
Yeah, they're checking out buildings one by one. Yuri spots out one of the Tractor Team players. Marcis was having a bit of a peek, but Plinskabache have upped their aggression. They've paid for it a little bit tonight already, but they've still got a chance at getting that wild card spot for PEC. But they need to identify these opportunities. Nail up with the 4x spray. Isn't going to get the knock. Rista will suffer the need a little bit off the back of that one. But I'm loving Lukarux's flank, and Yuri gets the opener onto Marcy's.
Opening knock. So it's Marcy's big gun. What's the damage for them? But they do get one back. Lukarux puts down one. Initial shots though come back over the other side. Both exchange some damage, but no knocks just yet. Marcy's got the off angle. He's going to try and control this team. Force Plin into the corner though. But it's going to be reliant on the rest of the Tractor teams just to pull the handbrake and hold Plin's push.
Yeah, Jimbo peaks again, but Yuri is flushed. So Tractor Team with 3 up, and Plinskabache the same. But Tractor Team might just send Lighted back to go for the res. Lukarux peaks just a fraction too soon, but the other teammate steps up inside. Rista should catch him out, and that... What? Oh my god, how has Marcy's not been knocked by Rista?
And spin and take some more shots. Disgusting behaviour. It should go down. Now it does go down. Takes down for 2. Might have to now get this res back on, as Rista's going to have to try and drive forward, stop the res coming on the other side here from the Tractor teams though. But both teams are going to take the opportunity now to exchange the res. And Rista might be looking for that confirm.
Yeah, crazy.
Look who's
gets the first aid off. Rista will confirm, but yeah, you've seen it. Lighted off on the flank, gets on the other side of the caravan. We'll see him with a barrel spray, but misses the shots, and that will signal his position. Remember, every footstep's a vital one. And here come Twisted Minds on the third party. An example gets a knock on the Lighted. Neither team needed Twisted Minds getting hungry.
Need points though. Points make prizes. Some prizes will get you some wild cards as well. But Native trying to hold the ankle though. Tractor team not playing peekaboo. He's going to be cautious because the team will wrap further around. Twisted Minds now on that third party is dangerous for both these teams. But Lou is looking for any kill he can get now.
Yeah, and why not? Twisted Minds realizing they're not going to win the event, but they can certainly sharpen their swords by getting into these gunfights. Lou will get a knock on to Lukarux now as well. Rista fires back, but he takes a ton of damage here as well. Everyone forced inside. Lighted's upstairs, but they can't push Lighted because of that molly, and at some point the nades are going to step up to Perfectix with the SLR will take down Lighted, and it's just crazy left standing, but he will do damage onto Lukarux, or to Rista, as Rista gets knocked as well.
Where's the blue zone nades? Just reminds, I think we're screaming out, bring me a BZ. Tractor team, they're going to go down. 16 in place for them. Plin going to take this one. Lukarux and Nailip, dangerous duo. I think with that confirmation, Twisted Minds now know they're down bodies, but it's only one team, and they're looking to put some more points on the board early game here.
Yeah, 1 kill confirmed. 2 players left for Plinskabache. They know they're both inside this god building, and there's a very, very set way that you're going to push it. You use your utilities to peek it out. There's the blue zone nade that you requested a little bit earlier. And that will start putting damage onto Nailup, who has to step further in. Remember, Mark, you can first aid your way through 1 blue zone nade. It's when 2 of them get tossed that problems really start to arise.
that's why I was quite surprised. They dumped a whole lot of util, right, on towards the God compound, but they had a blue zone nade. Why didn't they follow it up after then? A lot of disruption, 2 teams running around. That blue zone nade would have been really, really disruptive. Might have even got a knock. But for now, Twisted Mind's going to do it old school. They're going to have to look to try and clear this one out, room at a time.
Room by room, section by section. Tab filling in for Batu today and yesterday. It's difficult, isn't it, Mark? Right? You're stepping in as the coach, as a sub. Yes, you can do some live interaction with your players and help out with the IGLing and the shot calling. But say what you like, you just can't replace a player like Batu. I know he's not taking part today and yesterday, but Batu is one of the most iconic names inside of competitive PUBG. And do you think that, I actually think that takes a little bit of pressure off of Tab, because the expectations, if it had been like another player who was, like a Sparking or someone like that stepping on, there'd be more pressure. But because it's the coach, maybe he can relax a little bit because people don't expect him to perform at the level of Batu.
Maybe. I think the only other thing says, we're talking to Batordins before the event, he knew he wasn't going to be able to attend these days. So I think they've had time to prepare. Twisted Minds, though, with the full squad they had, didn't get the opportunity to climb the leaderboard just as much. And like a foot esports are in this kind of grey area, that if they have good games back to back, they could really get themselves in the prize pool. But they need to dig out these kills, and they're completely halted now. This push has grounded down, anchors out, boats are not moving.
They're taking their time, and the teams don't know this, but we do. They're not actually under a lot of pressure here either, as when you look at the rest of the circle, nobody's really in a position to third party on this fight as things stand, so they can take a little longer. But it is just about putting yourself behind the sticks mark in the late game if you spend it too long. And I think now they'll begin using utility, and we'll start to see that aggressive push, and that nade will certainly be a good entry point.
Look at the blue zone nade stack up. This is what I'm talking about. Can do so much damage. Lucrux finds a little cubby hole. He's going to take some damage, not all. Another nade will go in. Now comes the push. Tab leading the charge slightly. That's exactly where he is, but they are going down low first. Shots come through. Twisted Minds make the push. Does get an exchange, but it is a stack up and go. That's what you want to see from a team like this, and no one's pushing in. FaZe has shifted, and it has pulled its way back down towards the south, so no truck stop, I believe, style just yet. He's holding on to the zone at the end, but we have a lot of water out on the east, so maybe that will force it to go back towards truck stop.
Yeah, FaZe Clan are shifting. You said the FaZe shift. FaZe Clan are shifting. Don't you worry, Mark. They're pushing in on the north section of the zone. BBL, they've got win or die sharing this compound with them, and this is another two teams. Remember, they're very close together on the leaderboard, so doing points to each other is something that is worth it. Taking one player out from the other team, it gets you a point, and it reduces their ability to get additional points as well. We're on the final day, so things like that are starting to go through these players' minds.
One thing that goes through Hawkey's mind is keep 4 points ahead of everybody else at the moment. It's close. Tropic haven't given themselves a Max Verstappen win at the moment with loads of time on the board. They have to take every single game as it's their last, and they have to put everything down on the wire because there'll be so many teams eager to take their points away.
100%, and then Tropic add 1 point to the lead and another knock as they're doing real damage onto Exhalation here. Pod Samulet present these DBNO as well, and Tropic are close by, but Pod Samulet are in a dodgy, precarious position with a couple of teams on either side. So another smoke will be thrown to try and get the res off onto Presente. Dante steps up, and Dante doesn't need a second ask to try to get that knock. He'll get that knock onto Janny. Will that force Tropic back? One thing's for sure, Mark, it will buy them time to go for the res.
It is going to be time to buy for the res. Most of these teams might exchange, but there in the distance you see Twisted Minds Lou. It's like he didn't even stop to loot at that compound. One compound achieved, tick. Where's the next fight? Well, Twisted Minds Lou is already looking over this one. Both teams do get the res here. Waiting for the zone to shift. Should lose the water. We do a little bit, but goes very south. Holding on towards Impala. Navi be looking at that one going, oh, that's our drop spot. We've moved a bit far up north.
They'll be okay with it too, though, right?
Yeah,
it's
100%.
It's not too difficult to get into cities. It's getting out of them's the problem. So I think when you look at their split right now with the 2-2, they're not in a bad place. Pod Samuel, they're a team that I think might be They're just taking what they can get, right? They've parked up inside the circle. They've created a carport. They've got a dip. And they've decided we're going to play here. Molodost will get knocked by Quizzy on the way past as FaZe will rotate into the zone. Now to multiple teams pushing down that coastline on the west.
It's dangerous. And Molodost, though, going down. You don't want to be taking some knocks in a position where teams are going to be collapsing on you pretty quickly. Guys do get the res, but they are extending themselves back out, leaving Impala slightly. So they are back to a 4 now. It's that 2-2 split. We'll go strong forward. Dangerous area though, Gibson. You're going to find some people sort of climbing those mountains. And with those mountains, to get the gaming experience, you need the processor and the GPU speed. And with toolbar notebooks, we know they've got the leading technology out there.
Yeah, make sure to check out toolbarnotebooks.de to see what our sponsors have. Great sponsors for this event. Indeed, Hoyle. They've got Win or Die moving in on their territory by the Impala warehouses. Quepa getting the off angle. You can see Navi. They're not this close. They're a bit further away than what it looks like on that screen. But there's Gustav from FaZe as he will phase out Quepa. Remember, we're expecting a phase Sunday.
No.
Yeah, why not? Why
Let's
not?
go. Kiliakai is going down, but taking some shots as Ascend take their opportunity to show us what the glider. That was like an action movie though. And the flyer going down the store, taking shots, refusing to jump out.
I love it. I love the glider being used. We know usually it's a doozy, right? Usually it's a doozy we see. Maybe more so on Erangel than on Miramar.
Ascend have done it though. Ascend have done it a few times. Remember that game they had the glider, they took an e-pickup, they took a car, they took a boat, and they even took a bicycle.
It's all about getting every single form of transport available. Johnny from Entropic spotted out by the Tab, who will tab him for 31 damage, but confirming out that kill onto Example. This is what Entropic needed after game number 1. Getting points on the board, picking up some kills inside the blue. Grandes will get taken down by Presenti, as that's not what they'd like to see. And FaZe Clan in a spot of trouble as well, as Exhalation in the kill feed, confirming out 2 more of their players now too. Mark, getting ready for that next zone shift and a couple of teams battling around the edges.
Yeah, it's phase 3. This is going to tickle quite a bit. I think this is an active push from Pod Salmon. They want to hold out our leaders. They're down to a 3 after losing 1. Rotate back. Jenny's quite far away. Zone's going to pop. This one will start hurting a bit more. It does go back north, so it'll be okay for them. And there's that Navi played off towards them. Zone shifts back towards. A lot of action now is going to be in the town on the south.
Yeah, this is better for Navi. Much, much better for them. They know that there's a few teams to their northwest, and they'll be keeping an eye on what's going on in that section of the map. I'm looking, though, at Pod Salmon. They don't have to move very far again, so they'll just move again, find another little dip, like Thomas. Yeah, here's that flyby by Kiliakai. One more bullet.
Mayday!
One more bullet, Mark, and he would have got that knock. Oh, Beamy.
Beanie doesn't need 2 opportunities or 2 extra bullets. He's going to put down Dante, reposition to the other side. He's going to play Peekaboo again, catch him on the other side. Presenti goes down. Does he know where the final player is from Pod? He's got an idea. His Rox is now pulled up, and Beamy is putting kills on the board.
Yeah, this is Foot at it once more. Vard is gone already, but Beamy with the AK. He's got 22 HP. Does another tag, but it's going to be Entropic third partying. Down they fall. Beamy gets the 2 points, but I think Foot... They're too far away. He was too this far away from the rest of the team, so that was just him as a one-man army. And Entropic will pick up that extra kill, jumping back into the warehouses. Gustav down to 1 HP. Gustav eliminated. FaZe Clan fall in 13th place. 12 teams left alive. And Leosh will get back on his feet for Win or Die here as well.
Come on, FaZe. Let's go, FaZe. We need FaZe Sunday. So dropping down the leaderboard. Well, they're one of the wildcard teams. They're going to want to try and keep as many bodies up as they can. It's going to be a bit hectic now on the south side of the zone. 12 teams remain. Still a little bit off from that placement point, so we need a few more to fall. I think the zone, everyone's going to hunker down. Everyone, give or take, has a position to play, so it's not going to be this one. It's going to mean it's going to be a bit of a crazy ending towards Miramar.
Do you see where Pixel is, by the way?
Yeah.
Pixel... They have a 3-1 split, the Young Danes. They're in 2nd place. They were 4 points behind Entropic going into this one. And Pixel does what Pixel does. He gets himself very close now to the 2 members of Foot that are still up on the hill. BB team rotating out of Impala now. They will find this warehouse clear if they want to take it. They'll actually be pretty glad for it. They would have scouted it out. It's empty. Do they take... Yeah, just park up. Park up, a doozy. take what you can get. Don't try to overextend, because BB have a very good chance of getting a lot of prize money today too.
They do. And with a knock from down already from a doozy, Sancho should be visible. You look at BB though, I was going to say they're going to get pushing straight away. Don't even have to think about it. Instant push now. Blazer. He's got to think about putting him over the shoulder. Let's put him back down as he knows he can't get the res. He's going to be running for his life now because the BB team are collapsing pretty quickly.
Yeah, but that nade
Big
from
nade.
Daboom will hold them back at the entry point. Another nade is thrown. You can see damage being dealt.
Whoa.
Daboom gets Besto. It's a 2-for-1 now for them as
Number one.
is falling as well. Daboom has the angle to get the flush. That will be Besto eliminated as well. Exhalation up to 3 kills. And if you're watching this wondering where they are, they're on 41 points. I think it's a bit too much of an ask for them to get one of those wildcard spots. But that's a great wipe onto BB.
That's huge. The boom with the perfect nades at the perfect time. Pinned apart. BB looking aggressive after that initial knock. He should be able to get that res back on. They do, and they now hold the south side. Zone does shift away, goes back towards Navi, centralized compound for them. Pixel doing Pixel, but he finds himself on the tippy toes underneath Foot Esports. And for Foot Esports, they have the opportunity to shoot out, but with 69 over 2, 80's got to count those bullets all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, and remember his secondary weapons, the Ace, it uses 7s as well, so can't afford to be too liberal with his usage of the weapons. BBL making their move into the edge of the zone on the west side now too, as they play for those little, beals, the hay beals under the cover, and it'll keep the tires safe hopefully for them. They will need those vehicles for that next zone shift because you ain't making that crossing on foot. Navi though, Mark, still center of the zone. And
Loving it.
the big thing is, Entropic can't peek Navi, because if Entropic peek Navi, Foot will see them. Foot can't peek Navi, because if Foot peek them, Entropic will see Foot. So they have essentially got two teams giving them cover for free.
It's difficult as well from Entropic. They're lucky enough they are clear on that north now. They're the remainers of the fight up there, so they've got a bit of time. They need a bit of a blessing from the zone because all the action is going to come from here, and it didn't take long to kick off. Blazer gets Beskodo as he is sneaking in his way behind. Kimikai's already round the other side. Exhalation doing everything they can just to stay in this at the moment on 6 kills. It's kind of trying to leapfrog themselves in front of the zone.
Yeah, Blazor decided to stay in the blue there when there really was no need to, with his teammates rotating up via vehicle as well. But you know what? Gets the point. So that's all that matters. But they need to rotate now on the east side of the circle. T-Bone gets the angle onto Blazor, as that's another point for Foot. Point number 5 for them. And this is where this high ground is great. And I was speaking lately with some players, and they said they love the high ground, Mark, and they hate it at the same time because people control from the top. They're not going to win a game from up there, but they can ruin everybody else's game.
Yeah, and ruin the game will be the case. Foot Sports need some kills and steals. They just need to keep more ammo in the back pocket. Expect the zone to shift. And now looking to move away. And there we go. T-Bone hammering. And it actually extends that gets it there. New shots go back. It's not just 1, it's 2. How going to take 10th? And Will or Die will claim up some more points. And Navi. Always keeping the zone here from game number 2.
I said I expected them to be the team that makes the push on day 4 or day 3. Day 3. Where am I getting? Where? Yeah,
I'll take day 4. Let's go. It's another day, people. Let's go.
Yeah. Get in touch with Protality and PUBG and say, yeah, we're going another day. We're coming back tomorrow. We're not, by the way. Don't get your hopes up, chat. This is the final day of the action. You spoke about ammo being a problem, Mark. Now 28 bullets in reserve for 8C.
And a big headshot there. Look at his armor's going down. Headshot's gone down as well on the lid. But the zone's left him. So they know it's been dangerous. The teams that are sitting like Pixel underneath him, if they jump down, it's got that animation. They might be able to pick it. And this is where the teams on the other side get to bully him back.
Molodos would love to do some damage on the Foot from this position. This is, if I'm not wrong, this is technically his last official day competing for Mad Bulls, right? After today, he's out, so he'll want to finish with a bang.
Yeah, he opted to go out with a bang with the boys. And Molodos is doing well, to be fair. He's done a good level, got them towards the finals. They've had a couple of chicken dinners under their belt as well, so they'll be looking just to clear it up now. It'll be leading that charge now on the other side, taking some shots back, but all of these teams here are out and perfected with a knock-on smash. The car goes through, it picks him up as well. I was looking at it going, that's not going to hit, that's not going to hit. It does. So massive knockdown, Twisted Minds put down smash, and his car just rolled on by.
Smash became a bowling ball there. This is he got shot out in the car, would run over his own teammate, and for BBL, that could be horrible. This is what we spoke about. Molodos gets the knock on the T-bone. When you're up on top of the rock, it's all well and good dealing damage, smiling, trolling everybody. They're not trolling, they're getting points for themselves, but it's really difficult to get your feet on solid ground once you come back down, and they've lost one, and you feel like Win or Die might be able to catch out HC as well, which would bring us into the placement points at that point.
Difficult spot now for Win or Die. For esports, you're right. They're not trolling, getting points on the board. After that chicken dinner, down to the final player now. Gonna have to work their way through. Take some shots off Navi. They're eager to get some more on. But if he picks up one, full extension down. Side swipe though from Smash. So it felt like he went all the way around. And surely Twisted Mind's going to get involved in the last team. But Quizzy's looking to get not just one. They're going for two. That's a complete kill. Annihilation though. BBL, they're going to take 8th place.
Yeah, 5 kills for Mad Bulls as well. And the placement point guaranteed. That's 6 points as they want to secure that spot to the PEC finals. Young Danes are rotating north now as well. Keter will get knocked as Mixon will move. Pixel still inside the blue, by the way, beside Kiliakai from Ascend. And Young Danes pushing Entropic. This is big for the hunting pack. These kills onto Entropic, if Young Danes can get them, are 2-point kills. They're the team that you're hunting down to try to take over in this event.
There's identification of where they are. Twisted Mind's making a push forward now. 4 kills for them. Need a vehicle to come out this one here. Navi needs to think about where the crashes are coming because it's going to be time-based for some of these teams. But Perfectix, we know he can do pinpoint accurate grenades. Making the cook, launching it out though. It's going straight over the top. First one actually explodes a bit too far, but Lou is going full send now towards Mad Bulls.
Let him cook. Let him cook with them nades. Molodost gets the knock on the Defex from Navi. Hakatori will run over Keter as Navi pick up another point for themselves. The teams at the top doing damage to each other, but here comes Perfectix and Lou. Molodost's head is revealed. Lou spots it out. Lou will spray, doesn't get it because Quizzy's got the off angle. There's the trade back. Perfectix is dealt with. 5 kills now for Molodost as Twisted Minds are eliminated. Pixel is down now too as Kiliakai is up, but can they get the reses? Win or Die fall in 6th.
Love it though. He actually takes up Pixel and his body just falls on top of him. Bit dramatic there from Pixel at the end, but he does go down. Ascends just on the outside. Navi still a hold. Entropic still alive. 5 teams remain, 10 players, but it's going to be very difficult now for Entropic. Jedros goes down. Jenny taking the peekaboo over the top. Maybe just try and hold. Maybe use all the smokes you can. Just find another placement point. Get yourself up another position.
Yeah, Mad Bulls going for the res, and they will get it. Entropic still up in the circle. We've still got Hjort alive for the Young Danes now too. So 3 of the teams that are currently in the top 3 all still up, picking up as many points as they can. Kiliakai gets the knock on to Molodost, a good nade too. And this is how you pick up points as a solo. You get the wipe onto Mad Bulls, but then Hakatori is Johnny on the spot to wipe them out. Navi, it's a 4v1v1. And let's not underestimate how important that extra placement point could be for Entropic or Young Danes.
They're both in. The downside is, though, Entropic have been spotted. Hojo for the Young Danes. He's not been seen. He's been quiet for quite some time, laying low, keeping cool, taking on the sea breeze. Navi looking to make the push here, so he might find himself in a second. So I said they'll pop a smoke. He's going to try and go over, but we know Johnny's no one to mess with. He'll take a one-on-one. Let's try and get that flush straight away, though.
Yeah, it's which of these ones is spotted first, and it will be poor Johnny for Entropic. He is going to fall. Navi up to 4 kills with 1 more potential. Yeah, that is so
right play.
People hate it. People hate it.
No.
There is nothing wrong with it. If you are in the race for top spot, you're better denying that extra point. It's a 1 versus 4. He has virtually no chance of adding anything else to his tally. So while it's in the game, you got to take that opportunity. It's smart from Hjort. It keeps them in the running. It takes that extra point off of Navi. This is smart play. As much as people don't like it, it's the smart thing to do.
People love it. What are you talking about? He's 1 point away from them. Well, Navi are chasing him by 1 point. So that was a huge play there from the young Danes. Take second, Tropic take third. We're going to take a break there. When we come back, it's our third game. It's going to be Tago time.
Listen to the call. Feel the wind. Take a deep breath and enjoy the immensity. All is real. Focus on perfection. With the real power inside you, play the game like an invincible monster. A power that rewrites the rules, speed, and performance. From Monster Notebook, Monster Semruk, for game changers.
Miramar, always puts a good performance on the board. Actually, all stages it has been, but that was our last Miramar done and dusted. FedEx though, young Danes, they're playing tricky play, some wide splits, but I want to talk about actually how important that ending was for the young Danes, potentially looking at the leaderboards.
Yeah, I love what young Danes were doing there. Great rotates early on. They made sure they got the compound just north of Impala, right next to the street, and that's always a great compound because whether or not it's going to shift south or north, you will always have an entry, right? Because pretty much if you're playing on the eastern side, the only real rotation path to get towards the south is across that street line, and that's why this compound is so important. They were gambling on it, and it really worked out perfectly. Great rotations coming out from the young Danes.
Good rotation, good ending for them. I want to talk about Ascends. I'm sure we're going to see the clip in a second though, because at this point here they could have stayed, but then at this point here Killer Kai went full movie mode onto Foot Esports and he was one shot away from it as well. I would have loved him to get that knock.
Yeah, would have loved to see it. I mean, that's just the Sam for you, right? They love to be creative. I've said that a million times by now, but yeah, they
I like to smoke. I like to
Alter,
smoke.
Colorado, was ist denn da los?
I like
Mal
to
Gas
smoke.
da, das kann doch nicht wahr
I
sein.
like to smoke. I like to smoke my little shit, yeah.
Feindlicher Zerstörer entdeckt. Feindliches Schlachtschiff entdeckt. Nebelwerfer deaktiviert.
Ich mich hier abquäle, diese Flugzeuge mal abzuschießen.
Ich bin nur ganz Zeit am Ausweichen.
Feindlicher
Ja, es ist nur ein scheiß Jäger, also irgendwo reicht's halt auch. Ja, jetzt zum 3. Mal gleich meine Flak anmachen. Da immer noch nichts runtergesäbelt.
Ich glaube es kaum. Es ist
Motorboost deaktiviert.
Na komm, fantastischer.
Eisschiene von links.
Ah, der nervt mich. Wirklich. Jetzt habe ich ja nicht mal einen Smoke hier. Muss ja hier um seine Flugzeuge kümmern.
Feindliches Schlachtschiff entdeckt. Feindlichen Airkrafter entdeckt. Feindliches Schlachtschiff entdeckt. U-Boot gesichtet. Feindlicher Zerstörer entdeckt.
Oh, das war ein Fehler von mir. Ja,
Schlachtschiff entdeckt.
zugegeben. Jetzt kann mich der Flugzeugträger droppen. Wie er will. Das wird wehtun. Naja. Habe ich schon Schlimmeres gesehen. Wenn ich den Flieger nicht runterkriege, ist immer ein bisschen lästig.
Motorboost aktiviert.